Our final award, the Distinguished Service Award, recognizes outstanding alumni who have made personal and professional contributions to society and Washburn. Since it was first awarded in 1949, 221 alumni have received the honor. Tonight we will add 2 more names to the list. Our first Distinguished Service Award recipient is Judith Sabatini. An artist, educator, and patron of the arts, Judith worked at Washburn as assistant director of the Mulvane Art Museum and assistant professor of photography, earning the Ned Fleming Excellence in Teaching Award in 1997. Before retiring, Judith owned Studio 521 Photography. Her photographic works are in public and private collections throughout the United States. She is a founding member of Tallgrass Ranchers and is involved in preservation of the Flint Hills. She served on the board of directors of Mid-America Arts Alliance and has volunteered with Let's Help, Topeka Public Schools Foundation, Meals on Wheels, and the Collective Art Gallery. She received an honorary Doctor of Fine Arts degree from Washburn in 2006 and is a Washburn University Alumni Association and Foundation trustee. She gives generously to the Mulvane Art Museum with an endowed fund in her name and helped create the Judith Lennox Sabatini ArtLab. Sarah Fazell says this about Judith. She has been a fixture in the Topeka community for years as a beloved Washburn photography instructor, art collector, and arts champion. Judith helped found Arts Connect, which I proudly serve as executive director. She's a true believer in the transformative nature of art in our personal lives and in the community. A friend, teacher, and mentor to so many. Judith is a superstar in a galaxy all her own. Michelle Cole shared this. I worked with Judith when Arts Connect was in its infancy. I've always admired the grace with which she handled various voices, all with the goal of creating an exciting, new, sustaining arts organization for our community. Judith, for your dedication to your career, our community, and to Washburn, we are honored to present you this Distinguished Service Award. Judith.
I'm not used to being on this side of so many friends. This is pretty wonderful. Recognition, Marshall. Distinguished guests, I'm so glad you're here tonight. It's a wonderful evening to celebrate. I have a lot of things I want to say, but they did say you have this much time to do it in. So I'm going to go on race, and I'm going to take you through 40 years of my experience with Washburn. First of all, I want to say I believe that Washburn has given me much more than I can ever get back. It is without a doubt one of the greatest experiences of my life. When I came to Washburn, I came trembling. I was a returning student. I hadn't been to college in 20 years. I hadn't finished my degree, and I came back with determination, but I was scared to death to come on campus because it was all new. And all of these people were half my age. How's that going to work? But I did come. And it has been the most wonderful piece of my life that I could ever begin to tell you about. When I got my first gift from Washburn, after I had enrolled, I got a scholarship. You know, you were talking about scholarships. You know what happens when you get a scholarship? Not only do you get tuition, but you get something inside of you that says, you're worthwhile. You can do this. Keep going. And it's wonderful. It's a wonderful feeling to have that. And when you're twice as old as everybody else, it's a really wonderful feeling. My second gift, I was accepted into a work-study program. Work-study is a wonderful program on this campus. What happens is a student is exposed to someone in their area or where they're going to be working. And they learn. They learn while they're working. Well, I was blessed to have Jim Hunt, who was the director of the Mulvane Art Museum at that time, as my director. And I would go into the museum and I would work, because I loved it. And he was fabulous. I can't even begin to tell you about this man. He was one of the top 10 artists when he was a young artist. And he came to Washburn and he really turned out a lot of good students. And there are many painters in this room, and I'm looking at them and pointing my finger at you because I see you back there. He was wonderful. And I learned. And one day he said to me, you know, you're the first woman I've ever trusted to hang an exhibit in this museum. I thought I had been given the Oscar. It was pretty swell. Then I got another gift. The gift that I got was Dr. Andrew Spedlow. After I graduated, I needed a job, just like we all did. And Dr. Spedlow had come to the museum as the new director. Jim Hunt had retired. So, Dr. Spedlow said, come on, you know what we need here? We need an art education program. Why don't you see what you can do to get that started? Pretty overwhelming for a mom with a couple of kids at home and all that, but it was worth it. Now, I didn't carry it all the way through. I only got I planted the first seeds. It has been such an amazing program now at Washburn because we draw in people. When you draw in people to the museum, you're drawing them into the campus. And this shows people what a wonderful campus we have in Washburn is. So that was a great experience. Then I got another gift. I had worked in the art department in Nutt, where I encountered John Hunter, who's here tonight. Where are you, John? Thank you. John Hunter was head of the department, and he said, you know, we need a photography teacher. Why don't you teach this one-on-one class, adjunct faculty, come on board? And I said, okay. Okay. Let me tell you something. I never, ever studied as hard as I did for those courses because you got to stay one step ahead of your students. You don't want to get behind, and you don't even want to be equal. You want to be 3 jumps ahead of them because they're going to quiz you and they're going to know if you're fake, and I couldn't be fake for that. I continued to teach for the next 15 years. It was just absolutely one of the best experiences of my life. I love young people. And you know what? When you hang around young people, they keep you young. That's a pretty good deal. Then I got another gift. I got to be on the Mulvane Board of Directors. And it's an advisory board. I thought it was pretty hot stuff. But I got to see it from both sides. I've worked in the museum. I've worked out in the field. I knew what it was all about. So I went to work for the board of directors, and that was really a gift for me because I learned so much about the flip side of what goes into keeping the museum rolling, keeping people happy, keeping the excitement going. You know the Mulvane Art Fair that we have every year that's so exciting? Well, that's that group, and boy, they work hard to get it going. Well, we have to come around, you know, reality steps in and life changes. And the museum had a new director named Dr. Robert Sapelso. He'd been one of my art history teachers when I was in school. He was an amazing man. And he was going to get things done in the museum. And he said, okay, I'll do this if you'll be my assistant. And I was absolutely dumbfounded. I was teaching at night. I was working for the museum during the day. I had the best of all worlds. I can't even begin to tell you how exciting it was. Isn't it Warren Buffett that said he used to tap dance on the ceiling on his way to work? Well, that's kind of what I felt like, because I was excited to go to work every single day. So that was the ultimate gift. I believe I'm one of the luckiest people alive. I have a strong faith. I have a beautiful family. I have lots of friends. And I have Washburn. I have a Washburn experience that's totally unique to me, just like so many of the others have an experience that's totally unique to you. This is a wonderful university. I'm honored to be a part of it. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you so much.